it's like, obviously it's been around for ages, but I don't know, me personally, when I'm going out, I feel like I'm just seeing it tenfold more.
What, you see it?
Not physically seeing it, I'm talking about girls who have had it.
You can
Is
tell.
Yeah, like everywhere I
It's
go.
like a shape.
And then
You can tell.
I've noticed it
Well,
becoming
some
a lot more
others,
fast in the black
some have
community.
really good ones.
I wonder what's
And
that
I've
like.
noticed, yeah, like bare black girls with BBLs now. Like
Are you
before,
sure?
I found it was
I
more.
thought they just.
like,
I thought it was based off of.
Well, that's
That's our thing anyway, that's our
that's
thing.
the point. It
but
is,
the exaggerated image
it's
that you
now.
have is not necessarily, not every black girl just because they're black is going to have
No.
that shape.
Yeah, but I also
If they
think-
don't have that shape, I feel like they feel inadequate, so they do.
I was gonna say, I think that there's those that don't and then try to, but then I also feel like psychologically, some are just trying to outdo others. Because it's like, if you're now here, you now have to push it a little bit further. But again, I can't speak for people that have had it done and that's their reasons, but it's just, for me, I just feel like it just went from being like here to just, now we're up here with it. I don't think I can go a week without seeing one.
Wow.
Is
Where are you usually?
Just out driving. Like, it could just be driving up and down. You can look and you're like, oh, okay, she's had one done.
To be fair, I haven't really noticed BBLs like that, but I have noticed the lip stuff.
See, that's the thing. I've noticed that. For me, I feel like the lips are kind of going down from how I'm seeing it.
Is it?
But
Yeah, I see the lip stuff about. I see the BBLs.
yeah, it's,
Can you tell?
I've
the
never actually
difference?
been with a girl who's got a BBL. I wonder what that's like.
would you?
Can you tell?
I
the
don't think I would.
difference?
Why not?
That's just not my style, man. I mean, I think the natural thing is just gonna be a bit better, even though I haven't experienced
Sorry,
it.
my mind's going. I was just thinking, oh, nothing. Yeah. Cheeks, innit? Some people just want cheeks.
Girls
What?
like chicks
What's it
too.
for again? Like, what's the actual? Why do people get it?
To enhance their body.
To have that shape,
See, I was
that's
under the-
desirable.
That small waist, big bum, wide hips.
See, I was under the illusion, right, that it only leads to one space, just like
Which is?
sexually.
Attraction, that's attraction, desirability.
But in my mind, I used to think that it was like, oh, these girls just want to get bent over. That was my thinking back then. And then I was like, hold on. This is also kind of a trick on men. Because if you think about it, right? Think about it. As amazing as the figure is, yeah, when it has the curve and a wham, really and truly, it all leads towards the bum, right? Hips, bum and stuff, right? The bum's a shitbox, really, isn't it? No one should really be preying.
Thanks, Al.
No one should really, no, in all reality. And it ties into the sickness of the European
It could have gone somewhere
culture.
else.
There's many ways that it can go. You can take it back after. But I'm just saying, I think that there's something underneath this. Because as you said, it's like over-exaggerated now. There's something deeper
But
going
it is
on.
deeper, because the shape of a woman, the way she is shaped, is a sign of how fertile she is, basically, which is what attracts the opposite sex. So from that, and then what's desired, and then society putting their little spin on it, the trends and what's in, because back before it was trendy to be
Yeah.
skinny. I don't think that's ever been a black thing though.
What, to be skinny,
Keep you
skinny?
skinny,
No,
skinny.
no.
But
I mean, is it even
The
girls'
shape.
fault as well? I mean, the way they're pumping this thing on social
It's
media.
definitely girls'
But the
fault.
thing,
Their
do
fault
you
that
know what
they
the
get
thing?
wrapped up in the world that we live in today. Like this,
That
this
is the
society
trick
that's
is
being
more on
created.
females than it is on the men.
100%.
You know what I mean?
Would you
And-
say it's like similar to like a form of makeup? So like makeup's promoted, marketed,
Yeah.
the lip things.
What's that thing called now?
I feel like men are programmed too, sorry.
Oh,
Yeah. We've got our problem. We've got our different things. that they can't-
Insecurity.
When you see what's in,
They
and
prey on
what is the
insecurities.
trophy, you want that. Like the light skin or the type of hair, or it's all that, so a big bum.
Men-
Someone,
men are doing
if a
something,
guy's
but
got a
what are
girl
they doing?
on his arm with a
When
big
people
bum,
they're out here doing their hair transfers and
I think we
doing
talk
all
about
that.
men being
Yeah.
being in the gym more than ever nowadays, being
Yeah.
more body conscious and all
But
that
that's
stuff.
it's-
ain't that for other guys though?
Being so stuck on arse is a bit crazy. Don't get me wrong, I get it, but there's levels to where it gets a bit creepy. Do you get what I mean? And I think that with what's going on right now, it's gone past that level of creep.
Yeah, I think when I noticed it was probably about 4 or 5 years ago when girls wouldn't take a picture standing straight anymore. Like you would see them, but sometimes they wouldn't even see that in the Instagram. You wouldn't even see their face at all. Like there was a lot of bum pictures, and the face didn't matter anymore. I was like, wow, you're just a bum now.
Yeah.
But do you know what's
Like,
interesting? When you look back,
But
but they say face down, ass up, innit? So even that.
Trey Songz actually
What?
said that. I mean,
No,
he
but-
is.
That person.
No. I'm sorry.
But like for me, I think recently it's the whole is it Sarah Bartman? Is that how you pronounce it?
Yeah.
And it's like when I look at that and I look at the shapes now, I just think that's mad. Like,
But that was from white people who don't necessarily have that shape.
yeah, but,
Everything
but
is
even
in
if forget it, like but coming around to it, that was her shape. That was it. She was ridiculed for it. She was put in a circus for it. She was put in a cage for it because it was so different. Yeah. And she did have the small waist, the wide hips, the big bum, and like we were
Go
saying.
South Africa.
No, but what I'm
You
saying
see the
is,
slimmest
like
girl
what
with a
you're
mad
saying,
shape.
is that when it comes down to the who and what the woman possesses, wide hips was always about childbearing. Yeah? The wider the hips, the more they would be expected to bear, or the way that they would bear children. Yeah? So when you think about it, she was stripped of that opportunity. Yeah? But she was ridiculed for it, as I said. Now, you guys want that same shape. Like you said, yes, it was white with that ridicule because that to them was something completely abnormal.
Yeah, it's a normal
And
thing
then later on they're going to like it, but every time they grow to like something that's natural of ours, they then take it, but then indoctrinate us enough to make us think we don't really have that no more, and now it's a competition. And I think that's where it's gone, because you don't really have black girls going, do you know what, alright, cool, I'm slim, but I've actually got that shape just on a smaller scale and I'm happy. It's now, oh, she's got the same shape as me, or she's a white girl, she's thicker than me, but she's got the same shape as me, so hold on, now I either have to go gym and work the hell out of my squatting position, or I've got to go and get this done. So it just becomes competition.
Competition for who?
For the people that are doing it.
Yeah, but for what?
Yeah, but sometimes I don't think they even know what it's for, if that makes sense, because it's a subconscious, some people it's subconscious, because they're going to say, oh, I'm doing it for me because blah, 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 but
I think it's for acceptance for society, for that acceptance from society, people to just think you look good and you to be like.
yeah, because what, the thing is, let's be honest, when we think about it, in general across the board, what really makes us feel good and happy about ourselves on an aesthetic level? If nobody
I need to look good
commented,
naked to myself.
right, but what I'm saying is no one ever paid any compliments, or no one ever commented on those things. How would we know what it is to be happy or not be happy about it? It's always come from outside.
Yeah, I don't think it's that. I don't think it's that deep for people, but really it is that.
No, it's on a subconscious level. It is, but when speaking to people individually, it's just going to be, oh, I want to look good, I want to feel good, and there's nothing wrong with that. But it's where did that come from?
See,
it had to come from somewhere.
Is self-acceptance you looking at yourself and saying, oh, I look good and I'm fine with that. But you know, when I actually think about that, I'm like, this is your shell, and how you came was how you came, really. But it gets messed up because everyone ends up being indoctrinated and doing stuff for other people, whether they know it or not. In their minds, it's like, oh yeah, I'm doing this because I want to, but really, no, you've been programmed to do whatever it is and feel how you feel. So it's like, you're not actually doing it for yourself. You're doing it for not even anything that's real. In fact, if you actually think about it,
Someone else's ideals usually. Like,
someone
if you look
else's
at-
ideas.
If you look at hair, for instance.
Yeah, them dopamine releases are really in there. I think.
Is there a type of people that are doing this?
No,
Or is
I
it
reckon
everyone?
anyone can get it.
Like,
I reckon.
BBLs.
I feel like you've got
Yeah.
beauty standards
pawns.
everywhere.
Mm.
There's a country, I can't remember,
I reckon it's
in
gonna be a fight for a
Africa,
lot of women.
where
not to do
having
it. I reckon
a
it's
gap
fine.
in your
I reckon they
tooth
would fight someone who
is
would fight
a
It'd be
themselves.
interesting to
Yeah,
see if they.
and that's a big thing as
Yeah,
well. Like,
having
if
a gap
you
in
don't
your
have a
tooth,
gap in your tooth, it's
something
mad.
like it.
Because that option's there now. The option is there. You could go and enhance your body or enhance or improve your body.
But is that an issue,
Anyway.
do you think? Do you think there's an
I don't
issue
think
with
it's not an issue if it's not an issue. That makes sense. If a guy's happy to see a woman that's got it, and a girl's happy to do it, it's not an issue. It's only an issue if one person.
I
Yes.
modify myself
Most of these
in
things
little
are
ways,
temporary,
not
right?
as much.
Yeah, because
So from what I understand, it's not permanent.
It can
You
be.
need
Well,
top ups. You need
unless-
top ups.
It
Yeah.
depends on the
Yeah.
type you've got as well.
Okay.
The type,
And you
what,
can
how
always
you
have
live and what
surgery
you
to
do.
get like the implants taken out if anything. Or, I
So
mean,
that's
My worry is the fact that, okay, so it's cool, people want to get enhancements and whatever, but like, when do we get to the point of like accepting the natural journey and just people seeing, oh, this is what happens as you get older. But there's other factors that play into this stuff. So people are making all these amendments to themselves, but like in the first place, we're not fueling our body to do the natural kind of growth anyway. So the fact that we're not eating well, like to me, this is like it's like a plaster, but really the root of it is one, we need to be eating better food, and
We need to have better
Also,
food around
But
us.
Jay,
spiritually,
if
you
we
need
was
to
to even eat better food and that, we wouldn't have half these
Yeah, yeah.
shapes.
yeah,
Do you know what I mean? You ain't getting all that fat there.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? So it's all aesthetic. It's not even about health.
However,
Gotta eat
can
your
I
yams.
add in as much?
Although naturally some people might. Do you see what I'm saying? But we're all
The yams and
different.
that.
Yeah, but I mean, like, it's the simple things
Squats
of.
and yams.
You think about that you were saying though, hey?
Does that apply to men as well?
probably,
Yes.
probably,
Oh,
yeah.
Okay.
But the thing is, you got to look at.
But
say,
that's
for
the
example,
thing.
you got
Why is it that
Women get bipolar.
women are, men are into that, and women aren't?
I like
necessarily?
mums.
Is it?
It's control,
I
man.
like a nice round.
Because that's what if it was a thing, then why
Do
isn't
you
it
like
anyone?
dicks? Do you like them?
Boys and girls, but
Men
Women into their own bums.
Is it?
I like to see
Men
are into
muscles.
bums.
I like to see
men are
this bit.
oblivious. I'm sorry, you guys are completely oblivious. There is a whole world of women
That like
really like bums
bum,
too.
you know what I
Yeah.
mean?
Like,
That's what they-
there's
that's what
even
they
pages
want.
on
They
Instagram
like
that says women like bums too.
Like, you see footballers' legs, mate.
No, because
They're
sometimes
fine.
it's like, I don't know any man
Don't
that
fine.
happens to come out like, yeah, women like bums. They're always like, what? Women like bums
Yes.
too? And it's like, why are you not shocked that
Yeah.
women
I'm
like
not
a
surprised that
physique
they
too?
are, but I didn't think
It
it was the
wasn't
level
like
that
But
men.
do you know what I think it is?
Like, we're
Women
like,
don't
yo,
promote it in
you
the
see
same
what?
the same way.
Really?
We
Never heard.
women do that. They just do it
Huh?
quietly.
It's a common thing.
I think
Our voices just not heard. Period.
That's
About
no,
what we
no.
like
But I
about
don't
it.
think women really voice it in
We
the
like
same
their
way.
money apparently, but nothing else, you know.
I'll speak for that one. But
you
No,
like
but
money.
that's the voice, isn't
Hey.
it? Their money.
Oh wow.
We like the
money
money.
too.
no,
We like your arms.
women like
thighs.
physique.
Yeah.
It's just called something different. They will say men like body, women like physique. It's all the body.
I'll tell you what it is. All of it. All of it is a certain way of thinking that comes from somewhere. This is programming from the powers that shouldn't be. No
This is
one
it,
is
man.
individually
This is it,
thinking.
really.
No one
This
is
is
or
really
no
what
one
it is.
is organically thinking.
Wanna
No
go back
one.
to the root?
Everyone's
That's what it
mind.
is.
Everyone's mind is contaminated, and we are all kind
Because we're
of
taught
showing
that enough
the
is not
contamination.
enough.
Bro,
Right.
When we
what
get
we're seeing on
that,
social
is
media
we always
is
need to
insane
go for
today,
more.
and it's going down as normal. Like
But-
this is life, this is how things are, this is our society, this is our culture. This
Can
is,
I just put
that's
in with the
insane.
BBLs there?
It's true.
So it's my little thing that drives me. It's the proportions of the BBLs. So I know you guys are saying you can't always tell. Some look good. Some genuinely.
Some
There's
girls, some
somewhere.
girls do look good.
There
but
has
some
been
girls-
somewhere I'm genuinely like, is it
It's too
real?
far.
Or,
Too
no, not even that. It's like, is it real? You think, no, that can't. Her mum can't be that big. And then you're like, she'll move, and you're like, oh. she's
Women,
trying to
are,
accept
they
the
always
look.
have the worst off in everything. Like, even though they feel like, oh, I'm in control, I'm doing this, they're exploiting themselves. They're just pawns in the man's game.
All for the white man. It is.
It's just-
Where's the contracts coming from? Where's the money coming from?
So we're all playing their
the
game.
brothers,
No, I
the
get- I get what you're
brothers,
saying.
like
We're all
the
playing
brothers,
the game.
pawns. They think, oh
Yeah,
yeah, I'm
they're
in that
playing the
position. No, you are here because you've been invited to the party. But in order
You
to
know
be
what,
in the
though?
party, you gotta get down and dirty. You know what I mean?
It's also
And recruit the
manipulation
rest.
though.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's also a different form of manipulation because when you think about it,
Yeah.
yeah, when you like, we all know that the whole thing about I can say start thinking, can I say certain words on screen?
We've been going for too long.
I'm telling you, but the whole thing about a man's size, yeah,
What?
about his dick size,
Oh, okay.
right? Now, naturally, for years, it's been associated. Oh, black men swing low, yeah, or they're this or that. Right, you said
Swing low, you know.
right. No, but the point is, it's a statement that's just been out
You
went swing low, sweet chariot.
Yeah. What's on?
You went swing low, sweet chariot. Don't carry me up. But even then, no, that's a whole different. I said it and I thought it.
Wait. Does it go swing low?
Yeah, sweet chariot.
Oh, swing low, sweet chariot.
Yeah.
Carry me home.
Swing low.
What does it mean?
That's what I'm trying to think now.
That's a different topic.
That's
That's
just
not
a
just
song, man.
We'll come back to them songs. There's way more to them songs.
We don't know about that. We don't know about
That's
that.
them funeral and churches. That's what I but no, even
Even at school, we
shit.
should do
Yeah,
that.
but
You did something. Sorry, go.
no, because that's a different topic. We could go off on that
It
topic.
ties in.
It does, but
It is.
no, because there's way more songs, and that's why it's a whole topic on itself. Trust me, have faith. No, right.
Right, the whole
So
size of size is
right, the
false.
whole thing was theirs, yeah, but.
Black men do not.
But
use
it
that.
was also something that made a lot of, I'm not going to say just white men, a lot of other races and cultures of men feel insecure about themselves. Because then if you have, say for example as well, a white woman that's been with white men and then gets with a black guy, she's like, oh, he's got a big deal, and promoting it then makes them feel some type of way. So when they're in porn, when guys are over a certain size, they're pushed out like, yeah, they're the greatest and this and that, and they're raised
But not
up.
all women
right?
want that.
But my point is, whether we do or not, it's put there. Because of that, they're pushed up like, oh, they're the greatest because he's known in it because he's like the biggest or he's the... But the point is, realistic women don't all want that. However, it's almost like to take back. You know that if you feel insecure about something, you kind of take it back and push them out like, yeah, you're doing good.
So,
They're not doors.
but it's a metaphor. Different keys fit different holes, so it makes no sense to me.
I think that's part of the problem, though.
What, the metaphor?
Yeah, because it's like you're kind of turning a vagina. I get what you mean. Obviously. No.
You have to break it down.
No. I'm sorry. I'm not sorry. You gotta think about it. Every single thing in society has been over-sexualized. Everything.
Yeah, no, it's true. Because it's someone do something, they look at you and be like, yeah.
How they eat on these adverts are mad. Slow motion. No,
Do you know what though? That
slow
comes from
motion.
men because there have been times where only ever have I had any comments like that, like innuendos.
We chop
Oh,
up
from
cucumbers
guys.
like this.
They're over-sexualizing everything for a reason. I'm telling you, it all leads down that hole.
It's true. I always wondered why would though, but obviously it's meant to be the
Stiff.
sturdiness, the stiffness of it. But they wouldn't say a pole.
But you don't say
It's exactly, whereas trees
It's a
do.
slang word.
pole.
Yeah.
Yeah, but then the point is, wood and pole doesn't actually even
Magic
make sense
stick.
because it stays
Even
the
a
same.
gun.
But it might
Look
be.
up
Pistol.
the gun, pistol.
Technically it is.
Dark,
But it comes
dark,
together.
pin.
No,
It's
it's
tool.
A
Because
wand.
when you. Sorry, okay, I wouldn't.
no, but it's,
That's
listen,
all.
all these.
No, but when I'm thinking about
I'm
pistol,
telling you,
if you
I'm
break the
telling
word
you.
down, it's a piss tool. And
Do you know why? Yeah.
Right.
I didn't even think about that.
People won't clock, yeah? People won't clock because they don't know the agenda, right? This is all psychology.
That's what it is.
They're psychologically putting these things. As I said, that love heart is suspect. I said that. It breasts or a bum, the dip, vagina or an arse. The heart looks nothing like that. But that's the heart that they
No,
promote.
he's talking about the
No,
standard.
but I'm saying what they look at. Did you get what I mean?
How long has that been about, you think?
What?
Love heart. Simple.
It's where it came from. I
It's
think.
European,
When
man.
people, because if people think about like the history of where they've got certain, it's probably if we tap into language and the heart and love and all of this stuff, and then you look at Cupid and what Cupid was. Cupid was a child.
That's Peter thing.
Like
That and how did they deal with children back then? Why is Cupid
But
naked,
was he a
nude,
child
with
or was
wings?
he a-
Why are we promoting
a
that?
adult?
That's pedestry, bro.
Cherubs.
A cherub's yeah, no, cherubs are children. I was gonna say that.
Pedestry, bro.
But was Cupid a cherub though? I don't think he was.
what's that?
I don't think Cupid was a cherub. I think he was meant to be a little
Nah, Roj, we ain't got left.
I think Cupid, I don't know who the cherubs in that
I
are.
think
Like, yeah.
No,
That's
cherubs. Basically, cherubs were meant to be babies that
Have you
died.
seen them models? Like
That's why they had wings.
Babies, they're like in clay, or people have them in their
I've
gardens.
seen them.
sometimes.
In them times,
Yeah.
wasn't people naked?
Yeah, but do you know why?
No,
No,
we
cherubs,
see naked as something wrong.
cherubs
That's
though, were meant to be
No.
babies that died.
But if you look at
and
their
when they're
artwork,
born,
sorry.
they're naked. But they got their wings because it was the whole thing of them going and transitioning through. That was why they had the wings. Whether that was where it really started, or that's what they labelled it as, but that was the difference between when they say what's the difference between an angel and a cherub? A cherub was meant to be in its pure form still. Which is like babies.
If you look at their artwork, so if you go into any of the galleries, you will see this stuff.
Creep.
My
You
point.
can't hide it.
Yeah,
that
There's
is-
statues.
that is
you
my
go to the
point.
statues, you will see it.
That is
You go
my
to
Because
the
they were
point.
always
artwork,
naked.
you see it. Pardon?
Because they were always naked.
No, but it's not about being naked. Naked's fine. You're natural.
That's
whatever.
what you're doing with it.
Exactly, and it's the action. So if you look at the artwork that was in the go in the National Gallery,
But we
just
know
take a
what
look
they
around.
were up to.
But you can see it. It's
What,
very
paedophilia?
yeah, like it's just
Okay.
everything was
And the
So
sexualized
you don't even
in
have to
their
go
pictures.
in pictures, you can
And
look
But
at
so,
certain
so
churches.
you got to go to the source, isn't it? Like that's where it's come
That
from.
is my point.
And that's where what
That is my
Babylonians. That's what one of
With
their
all
things
these
was.
things, they're taking you somewhere. It's just how far you want to go. But really, it starts from somewhere. They're taking you back there. So, all this stuff is just coming from out of the white man's mind. I'm telling you, it's all just vicious, sick, twisted, nasty stuff. So, as much as to us, it's not that, bro, it's that for them. They
Because-
just can't say it.
Because Africans are not in control of the media.
Africans
and
ain't in
control of this
control of
whole
shit.
thing, this whole BBL thing, all these things
All
that
of
happen
it,
is not
bro.
us, it's
What's
just putting it on.
BBL's Brazilian bum lift? What part of Brazil is that? What part of Brazil? And them, man, they worship white women. You
But
feel
they
me?
worship big mums.
And
No,
Brazilians are
all
like
the-
close to white, have big bums.
I don't know.
It's
Yeah.
like bringing the two worlds together.
A fuckery. So what we see now is fuckery, and that fuckery
I do
started
wonder
somewhere.
though, like why, as any others, why you would want to have a
Small
Brazilian
booties
bum,
matter, I say.
as opposed to just any others, because you don't have like an African bum lift. You don't have a.
Well, the
But this
Brazilians
one
were
is
they came
Brazil.
from Africa, innit?
Yeah,
Like,
but
But
on the
what I'm saying
surface
is
you
you
can't
don't
see that,
have-
innit?
You don't
They
have
changed
like,
That's where it
this
started.
bum lift or this. It's a Brazilian bum
And
lift.
they
That's
took
where
it
they
there, do you see what
yeah.
I'm saying?
Mhm.
So it
And then
started
it's- and
there,
it started
they've
there, and
taken
then
it there, so now it's become Brazilian.
But-
Yeah, it's labelled that because
Hold
of
on.
what's wrong.
Weren't they doing this before? Because it's a cycle, right? I'm sure when
Where?
they used to make in the UK, they used to make these
Oh,
little
corsets.
tight corsets with
Yeah.
big.
Yeah, like the
thing.
Victorians have.
Oh, but yeah, but
Yeah.
that
That was
bit
the
was
illusion of-
material.
But that's what I'm
Yeah.
saying. But it was still
It's the
it's a
illusion.
programming,
That
right? 'Cause
shape.
it's about
Yeah.
it's about saying, hey, this
And
is
bear
what's
in
coming
mind,
because we want you
bear
to
in
have
mind
it,
what
but
they were willing to
we
risk
don't know
to
what
do
to
it.
do yet.
Remember, a lot of them women at that time were ended up inside with organ failure because the corsets were done so tight, and it was basically if the laces didn't meet, you was fat.
But we got that now, waist trainers.
No, but this is what I'm saying. But if the laces didn't meet at the back, you were fat. They were breaking ribs. They were squeezing organs. They were doing the mo where people are.
But
Women
even
were
now,
passing out
people
and
are getting
dropping
their
dead.
bottom 2 ribs taken
Yeah,
out.
so
have
they're
to-
in. It's literally like that. Their bodies are like that.
I feel sorry.
The Brazilian bum lift is insane. But when you hear someone's taking out their ribs, it's like, it's just, bro, it's all insanity. Like, from the lowest level, but this is what it's working. Because you say the rib thing is extreme. Fam, the lowest level of what this shit was is crazy, beyond crazy. They have taken us to a point to where the shit that should be classed as you need to be sectioned is not that anymore.
No,
Now,
it's normal.
it has to be something else. But this is why I'm saying these men are taking you they're taking you on such a ride, and man think that they're not involved, but you're all involved.